Back in September, the Black Knights won a blowout in their last game against the Texans. Can Houston avoid the sweep? The answer comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with their opponents. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Texans taking over offensively, and it is, of course, Deshaun Watson who leads them out at quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
On first down, Watson. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And when I was reviewing the stats from last week's game, I actually had to put them down and come back to them later because when I read it first, I thought it was a typo or a misprint. One thing to hold someone under 100 yards in a game, that's incredible. Under 50, absolutely exceptional.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. We'll check on his status when we get back. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, he's got Chenault. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And shedding the tackle and now some room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
So, Charles, you look at this offense. So what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, Not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Looking to throw. Landry. Connection made with Chenault. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Travis Etienne, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the defense. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Oftentimes you say some guys have a knack for creating turnovers. He forced a fumble last week, forces another one.
And one of my good coaching buddies, Frank Delano, always told me, hey, Davis, creating turnovers is not as much about skill as it is about desire.
Oh, I thought it was going to be will, because will rhyme with skill.
Come on, man.
But desire. We'll go with desire.
What are you, the rhyme master now?
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. To throw on 2nd down. Landry. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
That's about what you would expect, since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here, because that incompletion's on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock, because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw. Landry steps away to his left. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the 1st down marker. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. Looking to throw. Landry. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Now a first down throw, Watson. He'll throw complete to Gus Edwards. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. K'Lavon Chaisson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And a fair catch is called for. He will take it in to give his guys some excellent field position here. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. A handoff for Etienne. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Landry, and it's caught. Touchdown. Laviska Shenault in the final seconds of the first half. And the Black Knights will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Four seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
Let's go, baby.
So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the visiting Jets were able to get the road victory. Zach Wilson, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Trey Lance, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. Justin Fields, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Meanwhile, for the Texans, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. These two clubs running through their final halftime adjustments. It's just about time to get back at it. And for the call of the second half, we go back out to Houston, H-Town, and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. On first down, Landry. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Laviska Chenault, the intended target. That'll bring up second down. Right back to Chenault. This time he's got it. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Laviska Chenault with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Black Knights take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
This is our time. Our time.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Watson. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Watson. Over the middle, complete. It's Ferguson. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Looking here for Smith downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 35. And a really unbelievable play there on 4th and long.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
These two teams, they met up earlier in the year back in week 2, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review, and this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Now, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Watson on 1st down. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
To the air yet again. Watson letting one go deep for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. And that is incomplete. It's been that kind of a day so far throwing the football. It just seems like nothing going right offensively.
Yeah, it's a catch that should have been made, pure and simple. And look, everything else that goes into running a good pass route, throw it all out if you don't catch the ball.
Been that kind of game throwing the football so far. Nothing going right offensively. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands.
Now ETN to start the drive.
Strong running at the 30. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Another tote for ETN. Fighting through. 74 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
2nd and 12. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Steps away. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. To throw on third down. Landry dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. It's a big play there on third down. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for our visitors, they remain as hot as anyone at 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for Houston, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.